What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Frotch, Oleksandr Usyk, and David Haye. Get this. Frotch talks about a potential fantasy fight between David Haye and Oleksandr Usyk. He said David Haye was a monstrous puncher at cruiserweight. He has a knockout and a puncher's chance of knocking anyone out. That was his best years. But Oleksandr Usyk is that good. He's so brilliant that if you were a betting man, you would bet on Oleksandr Usyk. And there's no way I could say David Haye could beat Oleksandr Usyk in a boxing match. And let me counterpunch. I think that David Haye would have to lure Oleksandr Usyk into a fight. And that's not too hard to do. Because Usyk, here's the thing about Usyk. You would have to start doing things to show Usyk up. Because Usyk is what I call a one-upper. He's a one-up fighter, okay? He's the type of fighter that if you do something to him that creates the crowd to go ooh or ah, he's going to do something else that make that crowd ooh or ah back in his favor. Okay, so that's how you do it. You have to come like Holyfield did with Tyson and then keep coming. So for every 2 punches, you better be prepared to throw and land 3 or 4, because Usyk is that type of fighter. He's a competitive fighter. He's a great boxer. He's a busy fighter, okay? And he will make you work. That's his whole thing. And before you know it, he'll make you work round after round. And if you get tired, look at Anthony Joshua. Look at Michael Hunter. Look at Derek Chisora. Those guys got tired, and they suffered the consequences for getting tired. You know, he has that red belt, quote-unquote, mentality. You know, I don't get tired. I let the other guy get tired. And that's exactly what he does. And somebody like David Haye, though, awkward, heavy-handed as he was, or is fantasy, right? I think if he couldn't handle the movement from Tony Bellew, he won't handle it from Oleksandr Usyk. He just wouldn't. Now, here's the thing, though. Usyk is a southpaw, so Haye could throw that right hand. He would have to land that overhanded right. If he could time that right, it may be good night. But again, that's all in the puncher's chance mentality or hope for David Haye winning. If he can't land that punch, he's mincemeat. He's cooked. He's refried cooked. Because Usyk will go in there and start shooting those lefts to the body. You know, start moving to his right hand, or start moving to his right side, to David's left. And when he starts attacking and circling out like that, he's just setting up his own straight left. You know, and David has shown us he can be stopped. He showed us that, you know, he can't deal with a lot of flashy movements, because to David is the flashiest guy in the ring. If there's somebody flashier than him, I don't know really what else to say. You know what I mean? Because I think Oleksandr Usyk will be that guy that will definitely take you and give you a run for your money. So I do agree with Frotch that Usyk would beat David Haye. Now, here's the kicker, though. You've heard David Haye talk a lot about Oleksandr Usyk in the past, especially after the defeat in the knockout loss of knocking out Tony Bellew. You know, we've heard David Haye say a lot of stuff, and he's came up short in each prediction, like he pretty much always does. You know, that's David Haye for you. You know, he's like Drake. Don't take a picture with Drake if you want to be successful. Well, if David Haye bets on you, pretty much sure you're going to lose. You just better hope he had you to lose instead of win, because if he picked you to win, you're not. You know? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Carl Froch's predictions of Oleksandr Usyk versus David Haye in a fantasy fight, of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace!